So, so connect your compressed air line to this filter. The pressure has to be 60 psi, that is 60 pounds per square inch or 4 kg or 4 bar. Okay. From here, whatever the humidification is in the air, it will be trapped in these filters. And to remove the humidification, just press this key in downward condition so that whatever the water is drained out. Okay. From there, it goes to the pressure regulator. Here you have a connection for connecting the wall outlet of oxygen. That's the basic thing. So you connect the air, you connect the oxygen. After which, this is the main on-off switch. Before connecting it, ensure that you have connected the humidifier properly. This two patient limb has to go to the humidifier. From humidifier, it will go to the inspirator limb. And then at Y piece, you connect a taste lung. Here is your flow regulator, flow sensors. And this expiratory limb goes to the machine again, from where you can set the positive and expiratory pressure. Now, once all these connections are done, ensure that there is no leakages. And this uh, test lung should be inflated. Now, put on, once this test lung is inflated, put on the mains on switch of the ventilator. It will do a self-diagnostic check and will inform the user to read the instruction manual properly. After which it will show you the used hour of the machine and also show what the bias flow is on. Now to set a certain mode, press any key that is desired. You have 7 modes in this ventilator, starting from the basic mode of controlled mechanical ventilation or controlled mandatory ventilation, which is known as CMV, which is used for the patient who cannot breathe on his or on her own, and the entire work of breathing is done by the machine. Especially this is required during accidental cases or head injuries, or when the patient is not able to breathe on his own. Then the modes are arranged accordingly in a therapeutic way. After the CMV mode is the assist control mechanical ventilation mode. Then is the synchronized intermittent positive mandatory ventilation plus pressure support, commonly known as SIMV plus pressure support. Then the patient triggered ventilation, auto mode, and then CPAP plus pressure support, which is a weaning mode. So from assist control mode, all these modes are weaning modes. Now to set parameters on this motor, it's very easy to set. If we'll start with an assist control mode, I'll press this key. The respective LED on this mode key will glow. Simultaneously, the key on the PEEP, that is positive and expiratory pressure, will glow. Now, using these knobs, increase or reduce the positive and expiratory pressure as desired. Okay, normally it's positive and expiratory pressure is normally kept at 4 or 5 centimeters of water column. So one LED corresponds to 1 centimeter of water column. So this four green LEDs are lighting. So it's the 4 centimeter of water column, and it's again displayed here on the alphanumerical display. Once the PEEP is set, acknowledge the setting by pressing the PEEP key. Now you will notice that the display of inspiratory time is flashing. Simultaneously, the LED display indicates you that you have to set the inspiration time. Okay. Now by using this up and down keys, you set the inspiration time. The inspiration time can be set from 0.2 seconds to 3 seconds. So I set an inspiration time of 0.4 second, considering it's a neonatal case. Once I set this inspiration time, I'll press the enter key to acknowledge the setting. Once I acknowledge the inspiration time, the display will go to the rate setting, and simultaneously the LCD will indicate set the breath rate. Now again, by using this up and down keys, you can set the breaths per minute or respiratory rate, whatever you call it. So this can be set from 4 breaths per minute to 120 breaths per minute. So as I said, we are setting a parameter for newborn baby. So I'll set the breath rate of 40 breaths per minute. Okay. Once I set it, I need to acknowledge it by pressing the enter key. So I press it again. Now it is set. So you have set the inspiration time, you have set the breath rate. So automatically the expiration time and the I ratio is automatically set. You don't need to set the expiration time as well as the I ratio. The I ratio and expiration time depends on the setting of the inspiration time and the rate. And these are the byproducts of these two things. So after which the display will indicate you whether you wish to set an inspiratory pause to enhance the oxygenation of the baby. But nowadays it's rarely used, so we will not set it. Normal, but the setting ranges from 0 to 30% of the inspiration time, which simply means that if you have an inspiration time of 1 second and if you set an inspiratory pause of 30%, that means after the inspiration, the expiration will not be allowed up to 1.3 seconds. So, but normally nowadays don't use it. That's why we are not setting that. So I just skip this and I press enter. Now it sets the sigh breath. Sigh breath is one breath that gives 1.5 times more air, pushes more air in the patient's lung to open up the deeper and the smaller alveolus. It can if you set the sigh breath, it will deliver one big breath after each 100 breath. So I again don't set it. I just press enter, and now the display will show you the bias flow is on. Assist control mode is ready. Press start. So now what we have set on this is we have set the inspiration time, we have set the respiratory rate, we have set the PEEP, we have not set the inspiratory pause, neither the sigh breath. So what remains is we have still not set the peak inspiratory pressure. So before connecting the patient to the baby, you always use a test lung for setting the peak inspiratory pressure, that is PIP. So now what I do is that I start the machine and now the machine is working and automatically the keypad is locked. So to set the peak inspiratory pressure, I will open the keypad and then I'll set the peak inspiratory, I'll press the PIP key. You'll see once the key is pressed, it will be indicated by an light emitting diode. So now by using this knob, you increase or decrease the peak inspiratory pressure, which will be displayed on the LED display. So normally, as I've told, we are setting it for a newborn baby. We have set an inspiration time of 0.4 second, a rate of 40, a PWP of 4. So I will set a PIP of 18 centimeters of water column. Yes, once I've set it, I will acknowledge it by pressing the PIP key. Now all your parameters are set. Then press this keypad lock. So now nobody can change your settings. So this now we are out of the settings. After which, stop the machine, remove the test lung, put an endotracheal tube and connect the patient to that. That's fine. That's as simple. And importantly, we have to set the trigger level. This is the trigger level. If the patient breathes, if the pressure in the breathing circuit is reduced during the expiration time, is reduced by 1 centimeter of water column, the machine will sense a breath and it will give an assisted breath to the patient. I'll show it to you by pressing this. See. When the patient triggers the machine, the display will flash and an assisted breath will be given to the patient. Always ensure that the trigger level is kept at a very low level so that the patient can easily trigger the machine and can get an assisted breathing.